Okay, so I assume a lot of you are done being watching the show, so I'm gonna get into some spoilers here. Where do I begin? Okay, the crazy plot twist when Cottonmouth got killed. I was like, what? Are you serious? Oh man, like that was like the biggest shocker in the show for me, like the first big shock. I'm like, what? What? And because I thought he was gonna be the main villain all the way through. I really was. I mean, I was digging what he was bringing to the table. You know, granted, I was looking forward to Diamondback coming into the fold, but I thought, like at least going in before, at the beginning of being watching the show, I thought he was going to be the main guy. He was going to be the top dog. But, like when they mentioned Diamondback, it turns out he's like top dog and whatnot. But when they killed him off anyway, I was like, what? I thought they were going to keep him alive all the way through. I thought they were going to wait until like maybe the end of the series to kill him off or something like that or whatever, or put him away. I don't know. I thought he was going to, bring Diamondback into the, I thought he was going to hire Diamondback to go after Luke Cage and whatnot, and then he did some digging into his background, and it's like, oh, okay, Diamondback, let me, snatch him up, scoop him up, hire him to kill Luke Cage and take him out or whatever. That's what I thought was going to happen before I started watching the show. But it's like, oh, that is totally not the case. and then enter Diamondback. And then when the way he made his entrance, putting down Luke Cage with the Judas bullet, like wow, that's when you really start to feel afraid for, the main guy. Like a guy who has bulletproof skin, for crying out loud. I mean, like that's what I really loved about Diamondback, that he made his entrance, and he's like right away he's a major threat to Luke Cage, and not to mention he's a threat to the supporting characters in the show, and I'm scared to be in the same room with that guy. I'm serious. Being in the same room with that dude, I'm like, man, my pants would be covered in shit. And also I just loved how intimidating he was. And I mean, he is, like how they say a villain is only as good as your hero. Well, Diamondback is that villain for Luke Cage, in my opinion. And he doesn't get enough credit. I don't know. I mean, like, I'm surprised he doesn't get enough credit as he deserves. What's up, people? Come on. And also, I like how the references of Marvel, like for example, like there's some similarities between this show and the Incredible Hulk movie. Like you got the lead character who's on the run from the law. They're both fugitives, and they both have a big, massive throwdown in Harlem, and they're both really strong, and they have unbreakable skin. The Hulk has unbreakable skin, like from almost anything. You get where I'm going with this? And also, like when him and Diamondback are having the big throwdown, and then Luke hits Diamondback, and he's like, "Is that all you got?" Another reference, another little wink to the Incredible Hulk when Hulk hit Abomination, like boom, and then he says, "Is that all you got?" Like that. I don't know if anyone picked up on that, but I did. And also the throwdown between Luke and Diamondback in the end, I thought that was great because I was hoping, I hope Luke has a physical throwdown with someone who can, someone who can take him on. We didn't quite get that in some degree, like when somebody, another superpowered villain, we didn't get any of that right now. We just got a villain who used technology against a superpowered hero. So that's just about as close to a physical fight as we're gonna get. So I'll take that. And I had no problem with Diamondback's suit that he used in that fight. I thought it looked like how they stayed true to the comic of what he wore in the comic, and I was okay with that. And the helmet, I get it. Like if you're gonna go up against Luke Cage, I mean you're gonna have to gear up as much as possible because that dude can knock your head off. Let's be real. And also the similarities in episode 1 and 2 with Jessica Jones as well. Like in episode 1, the lead character and the supporting character, they interact, they sleep together in the first episode. In episode 2, that supporting character finds out that the lead character has powers. Same thing happened in Jessica Jones. I mean, I don't know if anyone picked up on that. And also, like with the coffee reference, oh man, the coffee reference tickled the hell out of me. Um, like when they say Luke doesn't like coffee, well, watch Jessica Jones episode 6. Both him and her had coffee. No, 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 no. I'm being serious. They had coffee together. Watch the episode 6 of Jessica Jones. Go ahead, and then tell me I'm lying. Come on, do it. And also the Heels for Hire reference, like for how he's known in the comics. I can't see him in this show going that route because he's a humble individual. He and he's not like that. I can't see him going like, "Yeah, I saved your life. Now pay up." I can't see him going like that. And I liked how they referenced that in the show quite a bit, like where he's like, "You can make money doing this. Like, why don't you go ahead and do it?" But also, I liked how they had musical guests. Usually, I hate that, but in this show, it worked. It worked in Luke's world. And the Method Man, when he went on this, when he was on air with Sway and he did the rap song, like for Luke Cage, it was very powerful. Seeing everybody rallying behind Luke Cage, wearing hoodies with holes in them, and having cops looking around for Luke Cage, and then they just get mad when they see people dressed up like him. I'm just like, it's a powerful feeling, because this is a great homage to Trayvon Martin, like with the hood, like you have a black superhero who's wearing a hoodie, like I mean, that's like a representation that that not everybody that wears, not every black, like every African American that wears a hoodie, that doesn't make them a criminal. I mean, also like, they shouldn't have to be afraid to wear a hoodie. That's another inspiration there. Also with Jessica Jones, like for women who have been victims of rape and whatnot, and you have a woman who's been a victim of that to some degree with Kilgrave, and she's afraid and she's running, and then when she just makes an ultimate decision to turn the table around, make a turning point for the character to turn around, fight back, and no longer be afraid. Just take back control. So that's a good role model for women as well. And also, and I gotta say, I wish that they had more flashbacks with Reva. Like where they showed what is up with it, like what's giving Luke that impression that she is this shady backstabber. I mean, like I've seen in the flashbacks, I've seen that a woman who's changed, like the more time they spent together, and I don't get anything. Like they should have shown some flashbacks where he had suspicions and for a quick second and he shrugged it off because he just loves her that much, but I wish they've shown just a little bit of that, and also with flashbacks with Diamondback, like where jealousy, like ripped their friendship to shreds, even though they're actually brothers in the show, but in the comics they weren't. They were just really good friends, and also like jealousy, destroyed that friendship in the comics as well because they were both in love with the same woman, because Reva was with Diamondback first and then she went with Luke Cage, but they went with a different direction in the show. Like it was all about family, like where he's jealous over the family, the family oriented life that I guess Luke had. He didn't seem to quite have that. And I would have liked to have seen that, some flashbacks with their dad, like where you see how he treated both Luke and Diamondback, like seeing how, get to see the man that Luke is talking about, like where he's like where this guy is ashamed of him and whatnot and not proud of him or something like that, I mean, I would have liked to have seen that as well. And also, and the cliffhanger, man, like where Mariah Dillard is out, is not. It's like she's a free woman, Shades is a free man, and our lead hero is being sent to prison. I mean, like what an ultimate turn. I mean, it feels like the hero lost, and on top of that, Diamondback is being treated by the same man that gave Luke Cage his powers. So most likely Diamondback is going to have be a super powered villain next time we see him, and it's crazy. It ended on a very awesome cliffhanger, and also like with Claire. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of that at all. I'm sorry. Like with Misty, okay, they have chemistry. Like for her to be a love interest of Luke in the show. But with Claire, I feel, just see two good friends. That's all I see with them. That's all I see. But imagine the Punisher and Karen Page. Wouldn't that be weird? That's how I look at Luke Cage and Claire. But I think, Misty, they have a much more better chemistry, even though they slept together once. But the way they interact with each other, you can tell that there's something there. Like there's a little a sexual attraction that's still alive there. That's just me. I don't know if you guys saw that, but yeah. And also, I kind of felt bad for Cottonmouth, like when he was killed. I mean, because he had a dream. He didn't want to be this criminal. He wanted to be a pianist. I mean, that's where he wanted to be. And then, but yet, like Mama Mabel, like didn't want him to do that. She wanted him to be a criminal. So I felt bad because I know what it's like to have a dream and then having your parent or guardian want you to take another direction in life. I mean, like that's just like a lot to take on. That's a lot to endure. But yeah, with the Judas weapon, with like it's a matter of time before it gets in the wrong hands. They said that on the show. Like it's a matter of time before the wrong people get the hold of this weapon. Seriously. And also, I love how Claire constantly tells Luke that she knows a really good lawyer. And then now that he's going back to Seagate and doing jail time and whatnot, needs a lawyer, and then he lets her call him, like, okay, call your friend. But that's gonna leave a good opening to the Defenders. And I love how I love how the season ends with leaving many doors open for where this Netflix Marvel universe, where it can go with season 2, the Defenders, whatever, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. So yeah, this is a great show. I think I covered every spoiler that I wanted to discuss. But yeah, so like if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you thumb it up and make sure you click subscribe if you're new to the channel. And thank you for watching, and feel free to let me know if you agree with what I broke down in the spoiler topic here. And also, I thought it's funny how Cottonmouth shot a cop in broad daylight, and somebody saw him, and yet he goes to prison, but he gets out right away. That's funny how a black man, can get away with that. I mean, that's not unlikely that will happen in real life. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.